오늘 아젠다는 미리 공지 드렸듯이 이렇게 진행을 할 거고요. 현대자동차의 백송환님 그리고 카카오의 황민호님께서 각각 발표를 주실 겁니다. Shane, your turn. Could you say us the OpenChain update?
Of course. Okay, so what you all already know is that OpenChain has graduated as an ISO standard, and we're only waiting to get published. One thing that's important as an update is that you can self-certify on our website to OpenChain 2.1, the ISO standard today. And I also finally have got our publication date from ISO. So they will be publishing us, giving us the ISO number on December 14th. So that's when we will be making international announcements about the publication of our ISO standard. Again, it's important to remember you can self-certify today, but on December 14th is when we will have the ISO number and people will be able to download us from the ISO website. Of course, OpenChain 2.1, the ISO standard, will always be freely available on our website. This is a very exciting time. In fact, in the next couple of weeks, not only will we have the ISO announcement on December 14th, we will also have one major Japanese automotive company and one Korean software company announcing ISO conformance on the same day. We will also be announcing another board member of one of the major European telecommunication corporations. It's not Nokia, it's the other one. That's all the hint you get. We'll be announcing their status as an OpenChain board member. So December, ending our year, is a very busy time. And our Christmas present is our ISO number. Today, you can self-certify to OpenChain 2.1, the ISO standard, in English, Japanese, and Korean. Later in December, people will be able to self-certify in Chinese traditional, simplified, Japanese, Korean, German, French, Italian, Spanish, Hindi, Russian, and Hebrew, as well as English. So we're going to have massive support for the international community to self-certify. And as always, you can self-certify right here. The second bit of news is related to our sister project, SPDX. Oh, by the way, these are the OpenChain board members. Big thank you to everyone on this list for helping fund this process. Naturally, without them, we wouldn't have got to where we are today. The next bit of news is related to SPDX, our sister project for software bill of materials. It has been formally submitted to the same ISO process as OpenChain. It will be graduating in Q2 2021. In other words, right now, we have the international standard for compliance, and in a few months, we'll have the international standard for software bill of materials. You can adopt SPDX 2.2, the version that will be an ISO standard today, and you can also take part in the SPDX 3 conversations as they draft that standard. Their website is spdx.org. So we've done a lot this year. With OpenChain becoming an international standard, with SPDX about to become an international standard, open source compliance is no longer uncertain. It's not a matter for interpretation by community or corporate interests. There's an ISO standard for compliance. And very soon there'll be an ISO standard for software bill of materials. So it's a known quantity now. The market has changed permanently. So 2021 will be all about optimization. We're going to be scaling the OpenChain community from hundreds to thousands of companies. We expect to have a lot of conformance announcements in the next few months. In software bill of materials, we expect SPDX to be supported by a lot more tools, though it's already supported by a huge array of both open source and proprietary tools. And you can expect, of course, increased investment in all of the local communities like Korea next year. As soon as we can, we will have physical events. But meanwhile, we'll keep up the virtual events, and I'm going to make sure we've got budget to do interesting things throughout the year as we go. whether it's new merchandise, whether it's something we can do in getting things for the local community. We're going to be encouraging community translation, and I hope you can help us with some of the translation of material, but we will also have some budget for professional translation. And if there's something you feel that we need to translate and it's not really something for the community, let me know. So yeah, Linux Foundation is going to be investing hugely based on everything you've done in the last couple of years. And we expect that sales and procurement will essentially include OpenChain as an ISO standard by default over time. And that's what we'll be supporting. And we expect SPDX to become the default to communicate between companies. And that's what we'll be supporting. If you have some questions about what's happening and how to conform to the ISO standard, let me know. But the very short version is that OpenChain 2.1 is the ISO standard. And actually, OpenChain 2.1 is identical to OpenChain 2.0. The only difference is ISO formatting. No difference in the meaning, no difference in the requirements. If you are already OpenChain 2.0 conformant, or you're working on that, when you have the ISO standard published, December 14th, you will also be ISO conformant. So it's a good time. Everyone who's 2.0 conformant, well done. On December 14th, you will be ISO conformant. Everyone who's working on it, well done. No need to change. Just continue working until you graduate. And everyone who's new, go to certification.openchainproject.org to get started on ISO certification in Korean today. No problem at all. And very soon you can tell your satellite companies around the world they can do it in German, they can do it in Hebrew, they can do it in Russian, they can do it in Spanish, etc., etc. That's all for me. Over to the wonderful team in Korea for your news and events. But I'll be here to answer questions as we go.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you. And thank you to your budget support. We can get this fantastic t-shirt. Thank you for your budget support.
And if anyone else wants t-shirts and things, let me know. Actually, we didn't have people use all our budget yet. So please tell us if you want more stuff and we can make it and send it to you.
Thank you.
If you want to make new designs, just send them and we'll make them.
Very good. 감사합니다. 그 ISO 스탠다드가 되면서 아까 쉐인이 12월 며칠이었죠? 14일? 그때 최종 퍼블리케이션 된다고 했는데 네, 그렇게 되면 우리가 지금까지는 오픈체인 스펙이 뭐야? 막 이런 얘기를 매니저나 아니면 서드파티나 설명을 다 해야 됐는데 이제는 한 줄로, 한 문장으로 말할 수가 있는 거죠. 오픈소스 컴플라이언스를 위한 유일한 국제 표준입니다. 이렇게 딱 한 문장으로 설명할 수가 있게 돼서 훨씬 더 오픈소스 컴플라이언스를 가지고 서로 소프트웨어 서플라이 체인 내에서 커뮤니케이션 하기에 또 회사 내 리더에게 보고하기에 훨씬 좋아질 걸로 생각을 하고 있습니다. 그 인증 방법도 지금 셀프 서티피케이션을 우리가 주로 하고 있는데 ISO 스탠다드를 인증해 주는 또 업체들이 있더라고요. 그런 업체 통해서 할 수 있고 그리고 오픈체인 ISO 스탠다드에 대한 인증서를 내주는 기관이 지금 2군데인가 있어요. 그런 데 통해 가지고 그 퍼블릭 서티피케이션을 받는 방법, 이렇게 3가지 방법이 있다고 합니다. 근데 아직까지는 가장 커먼한 거는 셀프 서티피케이션이 된다 이렇게 보시면 되겠습니다. 간략하게 좀 제가 설명을 드렸고요.